What?
Who?
Ooh, That's a test. We're doing it. You ready?
I'm ready. It's very
Ready?
musical. I like your musical.
Everything I do is musical.
That's true.
Everything. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Atomic Mass Transmissions Live. Today, I'm joined by Mr. Will Pagani.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm always a pleasure to have you on the show.
I do love pouring my paint on the table.
Just-
for pouring your
just-
paint, I guess. Someone's paint.
Just-
The paint gets no. That look.
All
It happened
over.
once.
It
all
was
right?
one time, 30% success rate in a paint pour. We are continuing our Legion staff army painting. We are painting up 800 points in a indeterminate amount of time. We're going to paint 800 points of Legion, and then we're going to play games with them. That is the goal. Pagani, you're doing Rebels.
Yep.
And I'm doing Imperial.
I guess they can't see this yet.
They
but I'm
can't see
holding
that
it
yet.
in the camera.
And we're going to go ahead and we're just going to start painting because that's what we're here to do.
Oh yes.
So I'm going to kick it over to the paint cam, which means I have to kind of do that. We're going to start right there.
Look at
Does
those.
that work?
Look at those lovely Imperials.
Turn on the lights.
Bum, bum.
So I started these a couple weeks ago. I haven't gotten very far because I've been busy. But I'm going to continue today.
Life finds a way.
Life finds a way. But you are working on some Rebels.
I started them last week where I made basically no progress because I was talking to chat the whole time.
You talked the chat the whole time.
And that was very exciting. But today,
Today you're going to paint.
This is what we're going to do.
He's going to paint today, chat.
Yes.
I'm going to paint today. I'm going to get so much done. It's going to be great. So, how is everybody doing? Is everybody painting? Is everybody at work? I assume everybody's at work.
I would assume so. We're at work right now.
Technically, yes. Even beyond technically, actually, right? It's like
Literally.
literally at work.
Right now.
But one of our favorite things to do is hang out with the community and chat and paint. And that's what we're here to do.
Always an exciting time.
It's one of my favorite parts of the job.
We've got BK on chat here as well. My man.
My man,
My man.
BK.
Never gets enough shout outs in my opinion.
He gets a shout out like 8 times a stream. It's still not enough.
Never enough. We couldn't do this without him. So there you are. Oh no, I slipped.
Is there anybody here that we could not do without? The answer is no.
I don't think so.
Well,
Bye.
that just popped off the back. My pop filter.
It's to keep everything in focus for the lovely peeps.
Yeah, that thing helps the camera adjust and figure out what's going on a lot. But today's the day. It gave up the ghost.
Goodbye, filter.
Filter no more. All right, what we got going on here? Let's answer some. From Spain, watching you. Hello. From Madrid.
Madrid?
It says
Madrid.
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 Comms guy for life. Nicholas Guy says, love the beard, Will. Sorry, Das, big as you be. I shaved mine off.
Yeah. Someday I will shave mine off as well. But thank you. I have enjoyed growing it.
I ditched mine. I got lazy,
Sure.
you know.
Yeah, I mean, mine grew from laziness, and then the upkeep became more than laziness, and here we are. So I am painting a saboteur right now, and I have not played very many games with saboteurs
Saboteur.
in Star Wars Legion.
Legion.
So I'm excited to get some more games in for these when we start doing games. The more I
Yeah.
can learn, the better.
Yeah. I've not played with saboteurs. I don't think. Yeah, I haven't played with saboteurs. But they seem pretty interesting.
Throwing little bombs at people, it's great.
Look, it's not a tank, so it's immediately on
So
the
Dallas
bottom.
is not interested.
Yeah, it's immediately on the bottom of my list.
Mm-hmm.
I need another clone tank. I only got one.
Well, it is in your power to make that happen.
It's true.
That one is up to you.
I'll grab one today.
More saber tanks.
I love the look of that thing. I think it's just so cool.
Yeah, and I really like the last one you painted up. It's like the kind of mask, like sort of looks like the helmets of the clones.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
The Lucky 13s. It's the name of my clone force. I like having stories. I like making up nonsense for my little armies.
I think that's really important, right? As part of the hobby, it can give you a lot of opportunities to like do unique basing or unique paint schemes. Having those little narrative bits added in, I think is really, really cool and interesting.
Like, I think I've told a story before, like, that's kind of like how I got kind of stuck in on miniatures long ago in the bygone days of the 90s,
Mini moons.
the early 90s. It's like I enjoyed painting and drawing and general artistic endeavors. And I also enjoyed putting together model kits, so like airplanes and cars and stuff. Not even a big car guy, but like I enjoyed putting together, 57 Chevys and stuff like that. Like paint them up, and then I discovered miniature games. I'm like, whoa! I get to put together a kit. I get to paint it with some level of autonomy, right? I get to like kind of create my own little narrative here, and then I get to play a game with them, and I was done. Like, check, please. It was everything I wanted. I was like,
Ship it.
because I'm not a big knick-knack guy. I don't care for knick-knacks just sitting about. So when I discovered you could just play a game with these, I was like, yes, this is
Yeah,
super.
I'm kind of the same way. I did some like diorama building back in my younger days, but the moment somebody was like, "You can play a game with these," I was like, "Deal, I'm in."
I'm in.
And now here we are, painting miniatures.
I get to roll some dice.
We do have a question from chat. Donuts today?
We did.
We did.
And yesterday.
I ate way too many donuts this morning.
How many?
I had 4
4 donuts.
in addition to my normal breakfast, so I'm very full.
There was definitely
happy.
donuts today.
And they were lovely. Are lovely? What are you wiggling for?
I was reading chat, so
Oh.
that's my look how entertaining we are movement. Do you want to put it on you? See where you're at in your painting?
Sure.
Uh,
Mine's
that-
not particularly exciting.
That didn't feel very confident.
Nope.
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 No.
Nope.
I hope that's not metallic. All right, let's put it on Pagani. I'm mixing a paint anyways.
Yes. So I've got the same thing going on that I had in the last unit, where I've primed these with a zenithal primer from gray to white, and then applied a sepia wash all over the entire miniature, and now I'm coming through with glazes and painting in colors. And I like doing the sepia wash underneath all of these like browns and greens that I'm going for, so that it kind of builds that like one kind of cohesive like color, I guess, and then I immediately go off camera. Cohesive color through all of them, but it also gives you a nice like gradient, I guess, is maybe the right word. I'm not sure the right
transition
word. But yeah. So it's not just like single colors. It's like you get a little bit of different color in your shadows and your highlights than just the one glaze. So I am a fan of that. And then I am doing assembly line painting, so I've got three rebels on one stick, 3 rebels on the other stick. And I just do all of one color at a time and then move to the next mini.
Can we see your clones? You can actually see Will's clones on several of the streams.
Yes, I can try and bring some of them in.
We've played with your clones on stream.
We have, yeah, but I can bring some to the next painting stream. And if anybody in the office is watching, they can run to my desk and grab them, because they're in there for playtest.
Gray Webster asked if your little force is a theme.
Yes, I'm doing the indoor invasion force as my plan here. So I'm going to have little shrubberies and things like that all these people are going to be running through. Mostly because I love Ewoks, and we have stated that they are on the way.
Oh,
So
those have been
let's get crazy.
some interesting conversations.
Yes. Yes.
Where we're going, boy oh boy.
Like, let's get crazy. And that's all that we can really say about that. But I'm excited. And that means a lot to me, I guess. So.
I'm excited. This should be, what's the word? Interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
There's
for
been
me,
some fun ideas floated about.
to talk a little bit of philosophy here, right? Like, if the developer's excited, to me, that means that they're going to be much more, like committed to the job, right? And I think that applies to everyone, not just developers, right? Like, when you're making miniatures over there, Dallas, if you're excited about them, you're going to do a better job. And that's just, I think, how people work.
I think, yeah,
So
I mean,
I like being excited.
I mean, I'm typically excited about everything, but you definitely have things that you're just like, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Sure.
Kind of like you get really overly passionate about. So I've definitely had a few of mine.
Yeah, we all have our pet projects, I guess. Maybe that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, it sounds sort of negative, right? Because then it's like, well, what about that one that I love? It's like, no. It's nothing gets ignored.
Yeah.
You know.
I believe Dallas's favorite pet project is the critter projects.
Oh man,
The little animals.
I don't think I've
etc.
seen any of those yet.
No, but I mean, they haven't seen a lot of things.
That's true.
So
Well, that was just mean.
that's true. I'm sorry.
That was just mean.
I'm just being rude over here. I apologize.
That was one of those, you just wait. Dun, dun, dun. Jeezy, what is the stick base the minis are on? It's just a paint stick, isn't it?
Well, these are ones. It's basically just a paint stick. I don't know. I got them at a craft store, and they're just like popsicle sticks that are huge. I don't know what they're actually called. large popsicle sticks. And then it's double-sided tape down here, and then you stick the mini to the tape by the base, and then you can airbrush on your primer or spray on your primer and go from there.
You can also go to like any hardware store and get paint stirring sticks, and they're either free or super cheap. And I use those a lot myself to like mount groups of miniatures to. Actually, my stormtroopers for this force is currently mounted to a paint stick.
Yeah, but that one's like a yardstick. I've seen that thing.
Oh, yeah, it's ginormous.
It's so big. I assume they're coming off that when you go to start painting them.
No, I'm gonna paint it on there.
Oh, God.
Oh yeah.
Well, we're going to have to get a new camera set up.
Yeah.
So,
you know,
now it's going to be flailing around.
adapt or die.
Don't put my eye out with that thing while we're painting.
Things change, adapt.
Yes.
That's just life, right?
That's true. The only consistent thing is that nothing is consistent.
Yeah. Can't control the universe. You can only control how you react to it.
Where's that from? That's from a thing.
I don't know. I probably heard it once and it just kind of stuck with me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to take credit for it. But as we know, there's things in life I don't take credit for that even I should. Cleaning up my little closets. Critters, everybody's yelling critters. Porgs. Rancors and dewbacks would be if I had my way. You have no idea how many times I've yelled the word rancor. Where is it?
That is factually correct.
When I discovered Night Sisters ride rancors, like
I remember that day.
I thought I was
Came in all wide-eyed. You're like,
dude. Rancors and dewbacks, just the best. I need a little miniature of Malaliki.
who?
That's the Rancor handler.
Oh.
I probably said it wrong, but it's Malaliki or Malakili, something like that.
I would not know the difference. You could have bamboozled me here.
I'm not here to bamboozle.
So this sniper right here is normally a Mon Calamari, but I have shaved down some arm bits here and then a head swap. So it is a human.
Nice.
Because I don't remember seeing any Mon Calamari on Endor. I'm not saying they weren't there. I just don't remember seeing them.
We got Wampas. Can we get Wampas?
I mean, we can't. I mean, the classic Pagani line. We can do a lot of
We
things.
can do a lot.
But the other classic Pagani line, sadly, we cannot talk about possible future releases. I've had that copy pasted for entirely too long.
Yeah. Can't talk about possible future releases. You know, if we say something today, things might change and then we said something wrong.
It's true.
All right, I'm just painting like black trim.
Not doing anything exciting over there?
I'm not doing anything particularly exciting. Just getting the trim on these to match the veers that I painted. command force from a double ATSTs. I always say ATSTs.
All right. I think that's our dark brown done on all 6 of these outstanding troopers. Let's give it a check over. See if we can switch to the next color.
So do you have your process all laid out, or do you kind of making it up as you go along?
Definitely making it up as I go along. I did a lot of green on the last ones, so I think I'm gonna do a little bit more on the browns and maybe some like grays on these ones.
Mm-hmm.
And then kind of like I'm painting them in units. Right? So like here's the 6 people for this unit, but then I think at the end I'm gonna like mix them up so that I paint it 6 at a time, and then I'll get a good variety between them all, right? Because I talked about the last time I was painting was one of the things that I love about Rebels is that they aren't all identical, right? Like
Right.
they're all a little different. So. Chad is asking, if we are going to play a standard game, do you have go-to lists? I do. I have some fun clone lists that I've been using a lot recently internally. But yeah, we can't talk too much about that because that's playtest stuff.
Yeah.
And we're going to post lists for these armies here in not too long, I don't think, but I'm not going to spoil BK here. So.
Yeah. These lists will be posted. I only currently have one list. I only have 500 points of clones currently. And now I'm working on 800 points of Empire. And eventually I'll expand my clones. Because I definitely want to add a LAT and another saber tank to that. That little force, and take it up to 800, and then maybe add a Jedi, but I haven't chose which one. Oh, who should I choose? I have Yoda painted.
Yoda. Yoda's the coolest. Unless you're me and you're playing him on stream, and then he gets punched down by a super tactical droid. Oh, my dice in that stream were not the best.
That's the fun of miniature games.
That
All
is
things,
true.
all things are possible, and you never know what's going to happen.
That is true. All right, looks like I'm good to go on that. Let's run it on over here and squirt out some of this here paint on the palette.
Put it on the palette. Hurricane Girl asks, when you design your list, do you try to keep it themed or go for whatever is efficient or what? I think that depends on the person, so I'll let Pagani answer that first.
Yeah, I think that definitely depends. Well, to me, that depends on the goal, right? Like, what?
That's a good point.
What are you doing? Like, what do you want the list to do, right? So, like these lists that I'm, or at least my list. I'm not going to speak for everyone else that's doing this, but the list that I made for this. I'm here to tell a story and play some thematic encounters and stuff with it and that kind of thing. So like I didn't even really look at the rules very much when I was building this list. It was mostly like, oh, these guys got cool coats and stuff and great little hats and all this stuff looks great and all these things were actually on Endor and things like that. So that was really what I focused on for building my army for this. And then my clones, I did quite the opposite. And I was like, cool, what are the current tournament lists playing, that kind of thing. So I went a lot more on the competitive side with my clone list to get to learn more about them and see more stuff and that kind of thing.
Which is your background.
Yes, my background is tournament play and competitive gaming in general. So that was sort of my thing there. So I think it's really important that when you're building a list and you're looking at armies to make and things like that, you know what your goals are for playing that list. And yeah, so which one do I do more? I think it just really depends.
It's kind of like painting miniature, right?
Yeah.
You kind of choose the destiny of the miniature. Is this a miniature for competition? Is it a miniature for display? Is it a miniature for studio? Is it a miniature to play a game with? It's the same thing with a list. Like going into like that, every person you kind of choose, and then the person is going to have more different options than another person. Like, am I going to build a competitive list? I'm probably not. I'm probably not going to think about the meta when I build a list. But it's not the way my brain thinks. And also, I'm not in development. So I build thematic lists. I build lists that, and sometimes the theme is just, I think these couple things are really, really dope. And I'm going to add to that theme, right? So like with the clones, I really love the story of the clones, like watching the Clone Wars and that moment when you're like, when the clones are like, you know, we're individuals too, and they take on their personalities, and they start giving each other like little fun code name nicknames, right? And stuff like that. I was like, well, I really want to play into that. And then I was like, then I had to put my spin on it, right? I'm like, okay, I gotta give them a name, and like they're the hard knock, like rough and tumble squad of clones on the outer rim, like, you know.
Yeah, building a whole story into each individual character.
Teach it right, each thing, and then like giving it a paint job, and like but it had to feature the saber tank. Like,
yeah,
I'm
you
like,
gotta make a tank.
I gotta have a tank.
As you learn more about Dallas, you will learn that he is all about the tanks.
I'm all about tanks, and tanks take on many forms, by the way. It's not just a tread thing. Tanks, like this, like ATSTs, right? I'm like, well, I want 2 ATSTs. Those are tanks. Like
with feet.
With feet. Feet tanks.
Now with 50% more feet.
So like everybody kind of approaches it differently. But, you know, also like I do want to make sure, like at the same time though, as Pagani knows, I will totally go and like go pester Dev and be like, so I need these 2 tanks, and I really want this character, but how do I make this work? Like, you know, I don't need maximum efficiency, but I also don't want to, you know, I don't want to take a commander that's like, give all troopers, you know, plus 8,000 to hit, and be like, I have 1 trooper unit.
Yep.
Like, that's...
Yeah, give me something that kind of works here.
I need something that works, but I need it to be within my theme. So, like, the story matters way more for me. But you're not going to catch me at a tournament, so...
True.
That just is not going to happen. Need some brown and some green, and we'll mix it all together with a little blue.
So I did these 3 with this kind of brown coat, and then I'm going to change it up and do these 3 with the pants. With the same color. I'm going to come through and do these little knee pads a little different here.
I'm just mixing colors. I'm doing literally nothing fun. I try to keep the camera on where the action is, but you know, because sometimes there's no action going on the other camera.
Oh yes.
I'm just mixing colors to get something approximate to that interesting blue, green, gray that is that Empire. You know what? I'm just going to try something a little different
The
there.
Imperial Uniform stuff.
Yeah, the Imperial Uniform has like some interesting colors going on inside of them. So they're like kind of blue, kind of gray, kind of green. and then the uniforms are like this green that's not completely green at every angle. It kind of turns into brown. So kind of interesting and all over. We're seeing if we got any interesting. Jeezy Who says, now I want to get a clone miniature so they have the Ahsoka inspired paint scheme. That'd be really cool. I love seeing that stuff.
Plumber painted a really cool A-wing with that. And that turned out super great.
The Harp Daddy. Why no tournaments? Dallas tournaments are often best place for people that love theme, story, and community to get together. I agree. I
think Dallas will go to the tournament.
I will go to a tournament and I will play a tournament. That's not what I meant at all. Sorry. I'm just not going to.
There to try. Well, I mean, you're there to try.
Yeah. How do you explain it? You probably have better words than I do for this.
Dallas is more there for the experience than the win.
Yeah. Like, I'm still playing to, like, win, because that's the point of the game. But it's not the purpose of me going. I love a good loss.
Look, I think that's an interesting statement, right? I love a good loss. I will be much happier with a close game than a blowout at any event that I go to. And win or lose, right?
Also, I celebrate my opponent's victories.
Absolutely.
Because if I'm not celebrating with the person who just participated with me,
why are you here?
Then why am I there, right? Like, that person should be a comrade and a battle brother. And we should be facilitating each other. And so I want to celebrate their win as well. This is just personal philosophy.
Well, I mean, you say personal philosophy, right? But we always talk about it in Extravaganza and stuff when we design games.
That's
we're always here. Like, we're here to make the best games that we can, right? But part of that is that we do everything we can to make sure that everybody at the table has a good time and enjoys themselves.
Yeah.
Because the games that we make are social things. And we're always here for the two people or more that are playing the game, that are there to enjoy the game. And it's always about your opponent and you. You're not the only one.
You're not the only one.
And that's always very important to us as developers to do, basically.
I love going to tournaments and walking through tournament halls and seeing collections of beautifully painted miniatures. I love it even more when they get display boards. Oh, man. I love...
You can always get Dallas with a good display board.
Oh, man, I love a good display. I'm a sucker for a display board. Holy cow. I love seeing people's, interesting takes on things and new approaches. So it's not tournaments. It's just the mentality.
The events, I think, is what Dallas likes.
I love the event.
Much more so than the competition.
Meeting new people, going out for dinner later.
Oh, yeah. Hot tubbing.
Don't get him started.
You know I love a good hot tub.
Here we go. We're done. We're done, kids. Pack it up.
The next 26 minutes is just Pagani talking about hot tubs. No, I'll spare you all that one. But I do enjoy a good hot tub at a convention.
Be sure to check out Pagani's upcoming article about the best hot tubs of Gen Con.
Look, I've been to a lot of hotels around Gen Con, and I can tell you which ones have the good hot tubs.
See, they thought I was joking.
No. Oh, no. We never joke about such things, Dallas.
Hot tubs are no joking matter.
Absolutely no joking matter. All right, we'll do some green. I did a lot of green on the last unit. We're going to do a little bit on this unit.
Oh, do you name your list? Follow-up question from Hurricane Girl. Do you name your list?
I do not normally.
I usually name my armies, but not my lists. But I'm also the guy that tends to paint new armies for new lists.
That's true. Yeah.
It's like,
I think
oh,
it's kind of the same thing for you, right? Like an army and a list.
yeah, it's literally the same to me. Like if I was going to go latless, if I was going to be like, well, now I really want to play latless, or not latless, saber tank, no saber tank, all infantry, or like all strike team kind of clones, I'd be like, well, this is obviously not the lucky 13s.
So you would just paint it all over again?
This is just be a new. Just,
Oh my goodness.
the lucky 13s would never go to battle without a tank. They're no like that would be ridiculous.
Oh, Dallas. I appreciate you, Dallas. I just want you to know.
I'm just saying. I know segments are smaller. I feel, Simon 29. I don't know what that is, Simon. I can't remember if that. I don't know if that was like a.
Which one?
I don't know. There was a comment from Simon, but I wasn't sure what it was in reference to, so I was trying to grok that out.
Gotcha.
But then the chat moved, and it's way over there. And
That was the end of that. Goodbye, chat.
goodbye, chat.
I will remember you.
Man, I'm trying to remember my recipe for this Imperial armor bits. Because it's so bizarre. Like, every time a light changes in the film references, the armor kind of changes.
That would make it difficult.
Yeah. Yeah.
I forgot to paint this backpack.
So it's more about painting a feel and getting the feel right than like true like recreationist accuracy.
Sure.
Because a little bit of blue, a little bit of mint, a little bit of brown, it's a little bit of kind of everything.
I do love mint.
Blue mint brown is my favorite flavor
Of bubblegum?
of bubblegum. Ew.
Don't think that one's going to make it to market?
Nah, that's going to fail. Like so many of the best candies. See, now that's a poll I want to have on Twitter. Your favorite failed candy line.
Sounds pretty amazing, actually.
I mean, my favorite conversation is anything to do with cold breakfast cereals. Like, oh man, I can talk for hours about that. So we should do, that's what we should do, a tweet poll about favorite non-existent cereal lines.
Chocolate mint blueberry. That could work. I don't think
Chocolate?
mint and blueberry would go very well.
Man, I don't like the sound of mint blueberry.
What fruit does mint go with?
Watermelon.
Yeah. You had that one locked and loaded, ready to go.
Dude, that was right. I recently had some mint watermelon beverages. Anything interesting?
Someone asking about AMG planning on sending folks out to any upcoming tournaments to meet and greet the community. I don't know.
We don't have
I don't
any
know if we can-
information
I don't know if we
yet.
can answer that question because that's a BK question.
Hurricane Girl says chocolate mint is perfect. Don't mess with it.
Well, sure, but like if you throw in some blueberry, I think we are in the no longer perfect category.
Kel Fry says chocolate mint blueberry. I will try chocolate. I don't think I've ever tried chocolate mint. Have I tried chocolate mint blueberry? I will try
Probably
it.
not. Probably because it's terrible. That's my guess. I'm skeptical. We'll try it this weekend. How about that?
Done. We're doing it this weekend. Chocolate mint blueberry. It's on. I'm not sure how we're gonna what chocolate mint blueberry we're gonna do,
I
but
think we're just going to upset my son greatly with whatever we make. And we're going to be like, bud, you don't want this.
no, that's how we know if it is good. We make him try it all. He won't know any better. He's 3.
Perfect. Perfect.
Hey, buddy, try this. And he makes the grossy face. And you're like, okay, that didn't
I
work.
don't know if I want to try it now.
Yeah, I do love chocolate mint, though.
Yeah.
Mint chocolate chip ice cream.
I think it's that or cookie dough are my 2 favorites.
Gotta remove some of this blue color, covering it with a little brown and gray. Remember, we're focusing on emotion, the idea of Imperial mint chocolate blueberry.
Essence of Imperial Mint Chocolate Blueberry. It's not a good flavor, but it's what we got. Yeah, these are coming together. I don't think I like this green elbow here, but we'll be all right.
Sometimes you try something and it doesn't work.
And that's okay.
Gotta turn this upside down. Gotta get it back. Find that.
Oh yeah, painting on that little stand Dallas uses is tough.
This is not
Props to you,
not
sir.
for the weak.
I did that when I did Han and Chewie. And I learned that day that I really enjoy turning things upside down while I'm painting.
Yeah,
And you cannot do that with that thing.
you
Not very easily.
you cannot. It is not for the weak.
That's my favorite part about palettes is I miss this color on this backpack, so you just grab it back up off the palette. Good to go.
G2G.
Look at me turning it upside down.
Look, sometimes the mini's got to be flipped. Oh yeah, we need more highlight. A little more water right there. Got that color.
More highlight. Yeah, I tried to do some of these cloaks gray. I think we're going to have to come back in and give them a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit more. The glaze wasn't quite thick enough. The only food available on the Death Star, mint chocolate blueberry. That's why it had to go.
Now we know the true reason of the
motivations.
fight.
Just had to go. I love that.
That mint chocolate blueberry dispersion unit's 2 meters wide. We can hit that.
Used to bullseye mint chocolate chip blueberry in my T16 back home. We have too much fun, Dallas.
Too good. Too good.
Oh gosh, I just missed the entire underside of this cloak.
That's all right.
I mean, I was already back here painting, so with the color.
Painting miniatures, the fine art of correcting one's mistakes.
That is factually correct.
Kind of like living.
It's just the mint and the blueberry. The chocolate's fine. I think that's a fair assessment.
Look, I'm totally going to go and look and see if anyone in this whole town has anything on their menu that has mint chocolate blueberry.
Seriously, like I don't think I've ever heard of that. Okay, hold on. What would be the best thing to make mint chocolate blueberry? It's got to be like a muffin, right?
That's a good question.
Or maybe a pancake. Like a pancake?
I do not want a mint pancake, my dude. I'm so sorry.
No. Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. Here we go. You ready?
Ah,
Chocolate, like chunks in your pancake.
okay. Yeah.
Then you get a mint whipped cream
Oh.
with blueberries on top of your pancake.
No, I don't know.
No? You're not in?
I don't know.
That's fair. That's fair.
It seems awful dramatic.
It does seem excessive. I agree. I agree.
I think if you're mixing those three flavors, like, I don't know. It might be ice cream.
Ice cream? Yeah, probably.
When in doubt,
Probably.
ice cream.
Oh no, I forgot to paint all their little things. Okay.
It's not almost time, is it?
We got 10 minutes. We have 10 minutes.
Nice.
Just forgot to paint all their little helmety bits right next to their faces.
Or in the immortal words of Marco, noise.
Nice. Good guy, Marco.
I wonder if he's watching.
He's always watching.
Silently judging us. Silent until we come out and they'll judge us to our faces.
Oh, yes.
So a mint chocolate boba tea with blueberry scone. Is it scone or scone?
Scone.
Scone.
Ooh. Simone is correct. The boba tea may work out. May work out.
I mean, you got me a blueberry scone or scone.
What about a sconce?
I do not want a blueberry sconce.
No? Seems difficult to eat metal things in general, but I'm not here to judge. Chad is asking, how is that miniature painting platform on the left, which it's a camera, so they mean that way, which is yours?
This one?
Yes. It really only makes things harder. The purpose of it is to keep Dallas in shot.
Yeah, it's only to keep me on the camera. It's just a microphone stand with some blue tack, and then this is just a spray lid with some blue tack, and then
And there's a pop filter behind it to give a background.
yeah, this is just to keep the camera in focus. Like, but in reality, I would never paint with this because I want to flip the miniature upside down, and then I want to have full range of motion. But it keeps me on the camera because let me tell you, I will meander right off that camera.
Part of the wandering type. Coming in here and doing some little silver details.
Yeah, I'm working on all these like little darkening, refining, stuff like that.
Getting little buckles and clasps.
So many who's its.
Blasters.
Oh no.
Got my silver on his coat, but we can just clean that right on it.
Clean it up. Keep refining and defining.
Is that going to be your new hashtag? Refining and defining?
Yeah.
I like it.
That's what we do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, even as a studio.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Like, as a dev, that's what we do. refine and define. And then eventually you have to stop refining because the deadline shows up. And you just go.
Time to make a decision.
Mm-hmm.
Time to make a decision. I'm running out of palette room. I really need to clean my palette.
You have the power, Dallas.
I know, I just need to take the time to do it. I've been too busy.
Yeah. Ooh, this little saboteur button. It's going to be bright red when I'm done with this. It makes the boom.
I can get behind that. May not be a tank, but
But saboteurs, you're here for them?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mixed gray, green, and blue together in like 7 different ways today.
As you're exploring that Imperial uniform color. Wonderful. Search for more buckles.
God, look. There's not a lot of buckles in Star Wars. Oh yeah, that's tightening up.
Tight. Yeah. They're coming along. When will we start playing with these armies?
Great question.
Great question.
When they're done?
When they're completed. Hopefully not too long. I've got a lot more rebel troopers to paint, I'll tell you that much. But
I haven't even started my stormtroopers. That's not entirely true, sorry.
Yeah, I've seen them taped to a yardstick.
They are assembled and taped to a yardstick and primed black and white. Hashtag nailed it.
Done.
Here's the thing. Maybe you can paint buckles and clasp without a magnifying lens. Don't be envious. If you need the tool, use the tool.
Very true.
Like, there's no cheating in art. There just isn't. Do you get to, if you get to the finish line, then you did art.
Honestly,
If you had fun.
I don't think you necessarily have to finish for it to be
You
art.
don't.
But then we're going to get back into one of the favorite Pagani
Oh,
questions
God.
of what is art? And that leads to many other questions like, does art require intent? And that's
Or
probably an entirely different stream.
it leads to Dallas's response to that every time. Whatever I say it is.
Yep, which is the correct answer. I'm not sure there are any wrong answers on the what is art question. So, what do we got here?
Literally, that's my job, though. That is what I get to tell.
Whatever you
I
say
get
it is?
I get to say whatever art is.
Yes.
That's not art.
How long do we got? Oh, we're a minute over.
BK's gonna kill us.
Oh, no.
We're sorry, BK. We're having fun. We're talking. We're painting. We'll finish up. All right, we're gonna start wrapping it up now.
Gasp from BK.
Le gasp. I'm feeling pretty mighty happy with this process.
Yeah. I got all 6 of these here base coated up. I'll go through, do a little bit more glazing, do a little bit of highlighting. We'll call it a day. Paint the faces. Good to go.
Nice. I did not get as far as I was hoping, but I did refine quite a bit. And I feel like I got my colors down quite a bit. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the time I put in. I still need to like do all sorts of details and stuff, but these are getting quite a bit of attention. So, you know, I'm pretty happy. We'll do like a little hair highlights. Just keep working and refining and defining. All right, what we got? Do we got anything fun to say? I'm gonna put it back on this one.
This is my thinking face.
Like that? Is that your thing of it?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
that.
you stare directly into the light. Oh.
Don't stare into this one. This
That-
one, I won't knock your socks off. Remember every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your loved ones, and especially tell your dogs.
Definitely.
Definitely tell your dogs, because we love dogs.
We do.
That we stream here at Atomic Mass Transmissions Live on Twitch. Check us out. Check out Twitter and Instagram for our latest information, news, and announcements from BK, the
glorious BK.
miraculous.
Miraculous BK.
Miraculous.
Stupendous.
And tomorrow we're going to have Schick versus Plumber on
They're going to play some X-Wing stuff.
some hot dogfight, X-Wing, pew-pew action. So you should join in and check that out.
Yep.
It's going to be pretty dope.
I'm excited for it. It's going to be a good time.
Look at his face. He's so
Yeah.
excited.
Look,
I'm excited.
X-Wing, I love X-Wing.
Yeah.
All right, it's so fun. But we don't need to get into that right now.
I need to build my X-Wing force.
I was going to say, you don't have to build them. They're built.
No, that's not.
You need to build the
I'm
force.
sorry. I'm sorry. You don't understand.
I got Dallas with
You don't understand.
This is the subsection of the show called Pedantic with Pagani.
You don't understand. I gotta make the thing. I gotta make the thing. So I have to choose a faction. But anyways, so check us out tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll see you then, and go be the hero we know you can be.
Bye, friends.
Bye, friends. I gotta put it on this one right here.
Thingy
Click
with
that
the
button,
thingy.
and then I
over there.
talk. That's not really that
It's not. Oh.
close enough to the one I want.